Have you ever had that feeling? You know the one, where it seems like a part of your own mind just isn't on your team. Like there's this hidden force inside you, nudging you toward the exact wrong decision, especially when the stakes are high. Well, today, we're going to go on a little investigation. We're going to uncover that secret saboteur in your head and really understand how it's pulling the strings in ways you don't even realize. And look, if this sounds familiar, you are absolutely not alone. It's that really unsettling sensation where your gut is just screaming at you to do one thing, but your logical brain knows it's the wrong move. It's the feeling of being your own worst enemy, right when it matters most, with your career, your projects, or, yep, your finances.
So, that's the big question, isn't it? Who is this thing? And what is its deal? We're going to pull back the curtain on this little gremlin in our psychology. We're going to give it a name, figure out its motives, and, most importantly, learn how to stop it from running the show. This is all about understanding the deep, fundamental wiring of the human brain.
All right, let's start the investigation. What does it actually feel like when this saboteur is calling the shots? Because it's not just about making a simple mistake. It's this deep internal tug of war. Just imagine you've got a new job offer. One path is, safe, predictable. The other is a bit risky, but man, it has huge potential. Logically, you know the risk is worth it. But then this wave of anxiety just crashes over you. Your brain starts screaming, "Don't do it. Stick with what you know. It's safer." That powerful, almost irresistible pull towards safety, even when it means giving up a huge opportunity, yep, that's the saboteur at work. Okay, it is time to take the mask off this culprit. This internal saboteur isn't some weird, mystical force. It's actually a really well-documented cognitive bias. Psychologists, economists, they call it loss aversion. And trust me, once you understand what this is, you are going to start seeing it absolutely everywhere.
This chart right here, this basically reveals the saboteur's secret weapon. On the left, that's the amount of pleasure you get from finding $100. Pretty nice, right? But look over on the right. That's the amount of pain you feel from losing that exact same $100. It's not even close, is it? The emotional punch of the loss is about twice as powerful as the joy of the gain.
So our brains, they're not like balanced scales at all. They're heavily, heavily tilted to make the pain of a loss feel way bigger. And this isn't some personal failing. It's not you. It's a fundamental feature of being human. Your brain is hardwired to freak out way more about a potential loss than it is to get excited about an equal gain. And this crazy imbalance, it drives so much of our seemingly irrational behavior.
Let me give you a metaphor. Imagine your brain has two remote controls. You've got the joy remote, and when you get a little win, it gives you a nice buzz of happiness. But then there's the pain remote, and when you have a loss, it gives you a sharp zap of anxiety and fear. Here's the catch, though. The signal from that pain remote is twice as strong. It just completely overpowers the happy signal from the joy remote, leaving you feeling way worse overall. That, right there, is loss aversion in your head. The pain signal is just louder. So now that we've put a name to the face, our saboteur, loss aversion, let's take a look at its playbook. It really has two signature moves that it uses over and over again, and both are designed to get you to react to that super amplified feeling of fear. Okay, so check out these two tricks. They're total opposites, but they're driven by the exact same fear. First up is the small, scared win. This is when you sell a stock that's doing great way too early, because you are terrified of losing the little bit of profit you've already made. The flip side is the long, hopeful loss. This is when you hold on to a failing investment for way, way too long because the pain of actually admitting you made a mistake feels too great. See? Same fear, two totally opposite, irrational actions. And that second trick, holding on too long, it's powered by this other related mental trap called the sunk cost fallacy. This is that little voice in your head that whispers, "You've already put so much time, so much money into this. You can't quit now." It convinces you to throw good effort after bad, just to avoid that painful feeling of admitting a loss. Think about it like this. Imagine you're building a Lego tower. You realize pretty quickly that the foundation is all wrong. It's super wobbly, but you've already used so many bricks. The pain of admitting that all that initial effort was a waste just feels immense. So what do? You keep adding more bricks to the doomed project, hoping it'll magically fix itself, until the whole thing just comes crashing down. That's the sunk cost fallacy in action. So we've identified the saboteur, we know its dirty tricks, but why? Why is it even there? Is our brain just flawed or something? Well, no, not at all actually. To understand the motive here, we need to get that this isn't a bug in our programming, it's a very, very old feature. I mean, think about it. For our ancient ancestors, resources were incredibly scarce. Losing one day's worth of food could literally be a death sentence, but gaining an extra day's worth, well, that was just a nice bonus. So a brain that panicked about a potential loss was a brain that survived to pass on its genes. We are all still running that ancient survival software, but now it's misfiring in a world of stock markets and career choices, not saber-toothed tigers.
This whole situation creates a major conflict between two parts of your brain. Let's think of them as two little characters inside your head. First, you've got the panicky squirrel. This is your ancient emotional brain, your limbic system. It acts fast, feels things intensely, and is 100% focused on immediate survival and avoiding danger right now. On the other side, you've got the wise owl. This is your modern, rational brain, your prefrontal cortex. It thinks slow, it plans ahead, and it's focused on long-term goals. Our saboteur, loss aversion, is basically just the squirrel grabbing the controls from the owl.
A panicky squirrel's only job is to react instantly to anything it thinks is a threat. When your investment portfolio drops 5%, it doesn't see a percentage, it sees a predator lunging at it. It sounds the alarm by flooding you with fear and anxiety, and it's designed to completely override the owl and what it perceives as a crisis. Its one and only goal is to avoid pain now, and loss aversion makes that pain feel like the ultimate threat.
Now, the wise owl's mission is totally different. It's there to analyze complex situations, to think about future consequences, and to calm down the squirrel's emotional impulses. Its goal isn't to avoid feeling bad for a second. Its goal is to make the best long-term decision. So the entire battle in your head is between the squirrel's scream of avoid pain now and the owl's calm voice saying, let's make the best long-term decision. Okay, so we've unmasked the saboteur. We know its tricks, and we even understand its ancient motives. The investigation part is complete. Now comes the most important part, empowerment. How do we actually fight back? Not just in big, life-changing decisions, but in our everyday lives.
You know, the first step is just spotting the saboteur in its natural habitat, your daily life. That boring book you feel like you have to finish because you're halfway through, that's the sunk cost fallacy. That cluttered closet full of clothes you keep just in case you might wear them someday, that's loss aversion, making you feel the pain of getting rid of them. Recognizing these small patterns is like sending your wise owl to the gym to get stronger. So how do you actually train your owl? Well, you can start small. Just observe your feelings about little decisions you make. Then, actively practice letting go. Give yourself permission to quit that bad book. The sense of relief you feel, that's your owl winning a round. Try to acknowledge small mistakes quickly instead of letting the squirrel bury them in shame. And here's the ultimate technique. Whenever you feel that wave of fear or anxiety, just pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, wait a minute, is this my squirrel talking or my owl? Just asking the question is enough to bring the owl back into the conversation. Ultimately, the most important struggles we face aren't really against the stock market or our careers or the world. The real battle is internal. It's this constant tug-of-war between our ancient fear-based instincts and our modern rational mind. You can't ever get rid of the panicky squirrel. It's part of you for a reason. But you don't have to let it drive the car. Simply being aware that this dynamic is happening inside you, that is your greatest weapon.
So there you have it. We've given the saboteur a name, we've learned its playbook, and we've even come up with a training plan for our wise owl. The mystery is solved. So the only question left isn't for me, it's for you. Now that you know its name, what are you going to do differently tomorrow?